Hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can log into a website using your Visual Basic Windows Form application. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take two text boxes for username and password of the website, for entering username and password of the website, and I'm going to take two labels, one and two, and I'm going to take two buttons. One button is to open the website and one button is to log into the website. So let's take two buttons and I'm going to just change the text of these but labels first. First is username, so I will write user. Second is password, so I will write password. And first button is to open website, so I will say open web, for example. And second button is to login, so I will say login. And let me change the font size so you can see. I will select all the controls and I will go to fonts and I will change it to bold 16. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a web browser so that we can verify that we have really logged into this particular website. Okay, so I will take a web browser here, drag and drop into the form, and let me resize it. Okay, now first of all I will use this open web button to open a website in your web browser. So just double click this button and in here just write web browser 1, which is the name of your web browser, dot navigate, and in the bracket just pass the URL of the website which you want to open. So for example, I want to log into Facebook or log into my Facebook account using the Visual Basic. So I will open this www.facebook.com, just copy the URL from here and in the double quotes just paste your Facebook URL. Okay, now this will open the Facebook website in your web browser. Okay, now in the second button just double click the second button and in here we are going to get our website and take the ID of the login and username text boxes. So let's see how can we do it. So here just write once again web browser, which is the name of your web browser, in my case web browser 1, dot document dot get element by ID, and in the brackets what we are going to do is we are going to pass the ID of the username and password. So just give double quotes here, and how we can find the ID of this text box and this text box. What you need to do is just right click your browser and on the same page you need to right click and just click view page in source or view page source. Okay, and this will open the source of your web page, which is a HTML and JavaScript and all source code of the website. Now in order to search for login and password, just control F, just click Control F, which will open this find option in Chrome or any other browser. And in here you can see email or phone. So we can search this text box by email or phone. So just write email in the find, in this find text box in here, and you can see here we find email or phone here. Okay, and we want to find the ID of this text box which will contain email. So here is the ID of this text box, which is email itself. So I will just copy this from here. So you need to copy the ID, right? So first is login ID or username, which is email in this Facebook, and I will paste it here. And then I will just say dot set attribute, and I want to set attribute which is called value. And second option or second argument will be the text which we are taking from the username text box, right? So we will say text box 1 dot text. Okay, so the name of my username text box is text box 1. That's why I have written text box. Okay, in the same way I will just copy this code, and I will just paste it under this first line. And now I just need to change the ID of the password. So let's see what is the ID of the password. And if you see here carefully, we will be able to find the ID of the password, which is this one. ID is equal to pass. Okay, so the ID of the password is pass in Facebook. Okay, I will paste it here, and this will remain same, but the text box which we are using is now text box 2 for the password. Okay, so just write these two lines, and now let's see if it works or not. Our code is not finished, but let's see if we are able to set the values. So I will first of all I will just open the website by clicking this open web, and it opens this Facebook website, right? And I will type some random username and password, and let's see if it sets to these text boxes or not. So I will click login, and you can see password is set here and username is set here, whatever we write here. Okay, and now we are going to change the type of text we will enter into this password text box, because we don't want to show our password to the other viewers, right? So let's cancel it and go to your form and just select your password text box field and go to the properties and search for the property called password char. So this is password char, and whatever character you will enter here, it will replace the real text by this character. So for example, I want to show this dollar symbol instead of my password. So whatever password I will write, it will replace all the characters of the password by this dollar symbol. Okay, so it will protect my password. Now the third and last line of code which we are going to write here is we want to log in, or we want to be able to press the login button somehow, right? So what we are going to do is, so once again we will write web browser 1, which is the name of our web browser, dot document dot get element by id, and this time we are going to search for the login button id. Okay, So in double quotes, let's search for the login button ID. So once again, when we see carefully here, the ID of login button is login button itself. You see here, and just copy this login button ID from here and paste it here. And then what we are going to write here is, just after that, just write dot invoke member dot, not dot, but what member we are going to invoke is, we want to click this button, so we will write click. Okay, so just write this line, and these are all the lines we want to write. Now let's try and see whether it really works or not. So I have this program running, and I will give my username of my Facebook account, and I will give the password. And first of all, I will open that Facebook page by this open web, which will open the Facebook page you see here. And right now it's empty, and when I click this login button, you see it enters the username and password, and it opens my Facebook page. Okay, so you can always go to my Facebook page, which is programming knowledge, and you can give me a friend request or join my pages. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.